What's going on, everybody? Kenny Bomb is in the building, and today we have an update on the wrestling code. Now, before we get into that update, we gotta answer the burning question you guys have been asking me on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. When I go live, wherever there's a comment section, I get the same question. Where is the wrestling code interview? You know what? Let's take a look at one of those comments I received just 11 hours ago. And this comes from BTG820. Kenny, what's going on with the wrestling code, sir? As I've stated before, they did tell you they would have some news for you to share some time ago, and you haven't yet shared any news. Now, I know that's not on you by any means at all. Nonetheless, what they told you led to you telling us, your subscribers, that you would have an update soon. While I don't think any of us hold that against you, some of us have expressed doubt about Virtual Basement actually accomplishing all they set out to accomplish. I don't want them to fail. I want them to succeed. However, they have made some very ambitious statements openly concerning what they'll accomplish with this game. What they need to do is show the wrestling community some respect and just be honest about what's going on. For them to tell you they'd have an interview for you soon and presumably tell you that you could share that news with your subscribers shows you that towing their own line is more important than being upfront and honest with the people they want to buy their game. I had a nagging suspicion this would be the case, and that's why I'm bringing it up. The team at Redacted care about living up to their word, and they do engage with hopeful consumers the right way. I just want to give props to where it's due. Shout out to BTG820 for the comment, because these are feelings a lot of you guys have been expressing, and I think we need to talk about it. So let's just take it from the top. Earlier this year, a lot of us were curious and wanting to know when we would see the wrestling code again. One fan took to Twitter and asked Virtual Basement directly, where is the wrestling code? I'm curious to know if it's still hitting early release this year and getting a full release next year. Virtual Basement responded, and I'm paraphrasing, we're keeping marketing material light until WWE 2K23 drops, because this will naturally be the main focus of most content creators and reviewers. That's actually pretty much exactly what they said. But this made a lot of sense. The WWE 2K games are the biggest wrestling games in the world, and the wrestling code is new. So why would they market the game right on top of the WWE 2K games? It would pretty much just get lost in the shuffle. But WWE 2K23 has dropped and settled in, so why haven't we seen the wrestling code? Well, think about what happened after WWE 2K23 was released. That's when all of the AEW Fight Forever talk started. Well, that's where the AEW Fight Forever talk started to heat up, because rumors were going around stating that AEW Fight Forever was supposed to be released in December, then the rumors said it was supposed to be released in February, then March, then April, then May. So rumors were just flying all over the place about different issues and different things going on with AEW Fight Forever. And THQ and AEW were silent. We didn't know what was going on, so I'm sure Virtual Basement didn't know what was going on either. And the worst thing they could have done around this time is, let's just say they dropped the trailer on April 1st, and AEW got ready at that same time. If AEW dropped the trailer right on top of theirs, Fight Forever would have completely overshadowed it. No matter what game had better quality or looked better, we just had so much anticipation for AEW Fight Forever to be released at that time, and we didn't know what was going on. So Virtual Basement would have dropped the trailer for the wrestling code, and unfortunately, it would have been eaten. So everybody would have just focused on the game that they knew we were getting in our hands sooner. So we finally started to get the rollout for AEW Fight Forever at the end of May, and that went through all of June. Now, that game was just released less than a month ago, so that game is still settling in, and that is why we haven't heard from the wrestling code yet. Now, they did say they would be giving us an interview, and they also said they would give us a sneak peek at some new content, and that's a big win. We just gotta be patient. I mean, in that same message, they said they were working hard this summer, but they also wanted to take time to enjoy with their family and friends. So I wasn't expecting the interview to happen this summer. We gotta let them cook, y'all. I say let's give it until September or October, and then we can question what's going on. But the interview is definitely coming, y'all. As soon as I hear something from Virtual Basement, I'll let you guys know, but we gotta let them cook. Look how you guys talk about AEW Fight Forever. If you want to be happy with this game, you gotta give them some time. But in the meantime, we do have an interview with Tony Cini coming up. He did some mocap work for the game. We actually saw him in the last trailer. We just gotta get on the same schedule, but that interview is coming. So if you got any questions for somebody who did mocap work on this game, make sure you leave them in the comment section, because we will definitely ask. But we do have an update on the wrestling code today, because 2 wrestlers have been revealed since the last time we spoke about this game, and I'm gonna let you know exactly who they are. But first, don't forget to leave those questions in the comment section. Drop a like on this video if you're ready for the interview, and smash that subscribe button, because this is going to be your new favorite spot for everything pro wrestling. Now let's get into it.
Run, boy, they coming on.
Alright guys, so we're pulling this update directly from Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at KennyBomb4K. If you want to follow back, send me a message and we'll get it done. So the first reveal, thrilled to announce that the legendary Jerry Lynn is joining the roster of the Wrestling Code. Brace yourself for an unforgettable experience as the game recreates his famous wrestling spots, including those jaw-dropping matches with RVD. Get ready to relive the magic and step into the ring with the master of high-flying action. So Jerry Lynn has been added to the Wrestling Code. Now, personally, I'm not too familiar with Jerry Lynn. I know he's been all over the world. He pretty much wrestled everywhere. But growing up, I was just a WWF guy. I did watch ECW sometimes, but not enough to actually see the iconic matches in ECW. But apparently this guy is a legend. I believe he works in AEW right now, but Jerry Lynn locked in for the Wrestling Code. That's just the first reveal. Let's check out the second one. Alright, for the next reveal, we got another woman added to the roster. And if y'all don't know, this roster is already stacked, so this is just adding to it. So we got Lisa Varon. I think that's how to say her name. I always knew her as Victoria. Formerly known as WWE Victoria, is joining the Wrestling Code roster. Follow her journey on her official Twitter account. Witness exclusive behind-the-scenes footage as Lisa Varon brings her iconic persona to life through motion capture with the Wrestling Code game, powered by Unreal Engine. Get a sneak peek of her legendary signature moves, exclusive Widow's Peak capture during her motion capture sessions. And then we get a video of the mocap. Now this is a big part of the reason I'm excited for this game. Just because they put so much care into it. And I don't want to put these games against each other, but you look at like the WWE games, even AEW Fight Forever, like the wrestlers just don't feel like themselves. When you play WWE 2K23 and you choose The Undertaker, he doesn't feel like The Undertaker. He just feels like everybody else on the roster. But when you actually get the wrestlers to do their own mocap, it makes them feel exactly like they look in the ring. I know they did it back in the day, like with WWE Here Comes the Pain, The Undertaker, Brock Lesnar. Everybody actually stood like themselves and they felt like themselves while you were in there. And they just don't do that anymore. It's like one size fits all for every wrestler. And it's just something that, you know, I always missed. I think that's a part of why Here Comes the Pain is one of my favorite wrestling games of all time, is because they did have those tiny details. Like the attention to detail in those games was so good. And I feel like the Wrestling Code is actually bringing that back, because flying every wrestler out to do this stuff, it can't be cheap. So I think we're going to get something good here, y'all. I think this game is going to be something special. We recently learned a valuable lesson. So I know y'all want to see this game. I know y'all want to hear more about this game, and I know y'all want to get this game in your hands. But if you want to get this game in your hands and not have to talk about patches on the first day, we gotta let them cook. Thank y'all for tuning into this video. Don't forget to drop a like on it and leave those questions for this interview with Tony Cheney in the comment section. And I'll be back with y'all as soon as we get more information about the Wrestling Code. Bomb Squad, let's get to that.